Hey guys, welcome to video 3 of this 5-part series. Again, my name is Nathan Hirsch and I am an outsourcing expert. And not only am I an outsourcing expert, but I recently scaled the business from $5,000 to over 8 figures completely run by virtual assistants. And I did that by using them for very specific tasks, which we're going to cover in this video. If you haven't watched the other 2 videos, in the first video, we went over why you should hire a virtual assistant. In the second video, we went through what you need to know and what you need to do before you start interviewing your first virtual assistant. And in this video, I want to spark your brain and get you thinking about all the things that you can do with a virtual assistant. Now, there's 2 ways to go about hiring a VA. The first way is to get your time back. And the second way is to use it to grow and scale your business, which in my opinion is the fun way. Now, as a business owner, you're going to have to do both. The question is more of which one do you do first? If you are overwhelmed, you're stuck in the day-to-day operations of your business, you're working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, you should probably start off trying to get your time back. Start off trying to get 5 hours back a week or 10 hours back a week, or even maybe hire someone full-time to help you. If you're starting up and you want to focus more on growth and scaling, that's where these marketing tactics that I'm going to teach you go into play. So to get your time back, here are just a few things that you can use a virtual assistant for, that I use a virtual assistant for. The first one is monitoring an inbox. I get a lot of emails every day, as I'm sure you do. And as an entrepreneur, it can be easy to just get stuck endlessly in your inbox. I know I used to spend the first 2 hours every day just clearing out my emails. Now I have a virtual assistant that wakes up before me, clears out my inbox, and leaves certain emails for me. So inbox management is a big one. To go off of that, customer service, if you're still, as the business owner, answering most of your customer service emails, I would advise you to hire a virtual assistant to help with that. Another one is bookkeeping, or even just calendar management. I have a virtual assistant that does all my scheduling. They schedule my meetings. When I go on a trip, they reschedule stuff. All these things that just take up small amounts of time during the day, you can outsource to get your time back. And I could go on and on about that, but I really want to spark your mind on how you can actually grow your business and get an ROI on your virtual assistants. We have an organic marketing blueprint that we use to scale my last business, FreeUp. We now use it to scale Outsource School. We now teach it to our members, and it comes through in a few different parts. You've got podcasts, you've got partnerships, you've got lead generation, you've got content, you've got networking, and you've got going after influencers. That is 6 ways to grow your business with virtual assistants doing 90 to 100% of the work. Let's start off by talking about podcasts. I go on a lot of podcasts. I go on one podcast every single day, and you don't have to be like me, but I do recommend going on at least one podcast a week. If you are not going on podcasts, you are missing out. It is a great way to grow your business. It's good for networking with people in your space. Those podcast hosts are people that you want to connect with. It's great for getting in front of thousands of your ideal audience at once. It's great for backlinks and SEO. It's great for a snowballing effect that leads to other opportunities, Facebook Lives, webinars, more podcasts. And you can have virtual assistants do research on what podcasts are a good fit for you and even have them do the outreach. I do that. I have a VA that 1 hour a day does podcast research, reaches out to podcasts for me, and I'm booked out through November. I'm filming this in September. So podcast is the first one. The second is partnerships. This is something we did a great job at in my last company. We offered virtual assistants to Amazon sellers to start. So we went after Amazon software companies and we said, hey, you don't provide VAs. We don't provide Amazon software. We both go after Amazon sellers. Let's partner. And once we had the partnership, we had a virtual assistant run this partnership program where every 6 months, every quarter, we would reach out to the partner. The VA would reach out to the partner and do a content swap. Could be a blog swap, a newsletter blast, could be a webinar, could even be a podcast. They all kind of go together. So having a VA run this partnership program can be fantastic. By the time we sold FreeUp, we had over 300 strategic partners, all managed by a virtual assistant that were constantly promoting us and vice versa. So you've got podcasts, you've got partnerships. Next is lead generation. And there are so many types of lead generation. You could be going after clients or customers or manufacturers. I did that with my Amazon business. Or you could use it for lead generation for partners. You could use it for lead generation for influencers. You can use it for lead generation on so many different things. And it's all about teaching your virtual assistant your customer avatar, what you're going after, what type of contact information you want. Is it email? Is it social media handle? And I have a virtual assistant that every day sends me a list of potential leads for lots of different things. And it could be Facebook groups, it could be content swaps, it could be all these different things. But having a VA running in the background doing lead generation for your business will get you a great ROI over time. It's worked for me in multiple companies. And even if you do something like Amazon, we taught them to do research on manufacturers for us to drop ship from. Next is content. We have video editors, we have graphic designers, we have writers, we have social media people helping us put out content all the time. I am very active on social media, but it's not me constantly posting every single time. I have VAs that help us with that. So keep that in mind. Then you've got networking. Just like lead generation, I have a virtual assistant that sends me a list of relevant business owners for me to connect with. I love networking. I try to do a few networking calls every single week. And instead of me spending tons of time doing research, I teach a VA to do that. And lastly, and this is a little bit more advanced, is going after influencers, finding people that have a following where their following would be a good fit for my product, my service, and using virtual assistants to do the research and get me lists of influencers and have them reach out or have me reach out to them. So these are just a few ways, and there are so many more ways to actually grow your business with virtual assistants, not just get your time back. We talked about podcasts, partnerships, lead generation, content, networking, influencers, 6 different ways. And now that your brain is flowing with ideas on how to actually make money and get an ROI with virtual assistants, hop into the next video where we're going to talk about interviewing a virtual assistant and how to do that correctly, how to avoid the mistakes that I made for years before I learned how to interview a virtual assistant. I will see you in the next video.